Hi guys. Okay, sorry about Friday there. I my uncle I thought had a heart attack, but he actually had a stroke. My great uncle. Anyway, I thought I was going to get called out there with my family, but he's okay. So there we are. Um, I'm already in trades here. I'm doing a bit of a cheat here. I'm supposed to be giving you setups for the Euro Open, but I've been so sick of this down leg here setting up for the Asian time and not letting me in. Um, Otherwise. So basically I took the first touch at my resistance. I'll show you the trade that I did already. Um, you can see we're basically I've taken some profit and I've zeroed it because this is where it could get nasty. It could jump up here and do it could just retest this area for the euro, which is what I usually expect for the euro. This is where my usual trade setup would be. So anyway, let's get into what my trade is here. My trade was a first touch and I front run it. I front ran it a couple pips. Why can't I see much on my screen here? Hold on a second. Yeah, that's more better. So you can see that I had to front run this trade to get it, and I actually got it right on the nipple, I think. What does this bar say? It says, say something. Huh. Oh, there we go. The high was 28.12, and that's actually my price that I got in at was 28.12. So I nailed that puppy. I have a 2 pip spread on my account here, so I really nailed that puppy. And that was me front running, so it's not dicking around here at all. So that's just an evil entry if someone's trying to get entry. Anyway, I only took that on this using the past here, the past fib. There's other fibs that I could have used, but they weren't as good. And I find that this works really well. When you get a smooth move up, look for your swing highs in prior market. In the H4, we just had the 4-hour close, and it's done one of those things where it's right on the line. Is it down? Is it up? Well, I guess we're going to find out here, right? So it's really annoying that it did that. Now, is there anything else I wanted to say about this? We have done a break of the 3x3 in the 4 hour, so that's definitely something to watch. We could make this trend line a little better. Probably there. This area is going to hold the market. If it even comes back down here, this area should. I was hoping for an under over if we're going to get a buy. And then we'll go up into bigger targets. But okay, so I'm hoping this is going to break. We're going to get back under this line here, go for another bottom, or break, breathe on this trend line, or whatever. I'll show you targets in a minute, but so far, what we're looking at, look at that, eh? Just evil. So we might be setting up for an up trade tonight, except that it's pretty far away. I got my L3 and my pivot are down at 27.38, and if we get down that far, you see this trend line that I like here. Let me just zoom out a bit. We got this trend line that was very respected here. You can see that it tested, and then broke above. So this is a highly respected trend line. So is this one. You can see that when it did break above, it was contained by this other trend line before we got on top of it. So to get down to that target that I'm talking about, it's actually down here, which is past the 38.2 and past the trend line. So I really don't like it as a target. I'll probably take, if there is profits to take, I'll probably take some a little earlier than this, instead of taking my profits down here and then let the rest run for a double bottom or something. I have a long-term trade in here too that I'm not going to touch. But that's a different strategy that I don't want to get into because you can only trade it very small anyway. Anyway, let's get into the Camarillas tonight. So this was the H3. This is why I like this trade so much that I caught right there, was because we also had an H3 confirmation. We left gaps up here. I think we're definitely coming back up here eventually, but God knows when. This has been the action that's been happening on this down move is just been brutal. I had to front run this move to catch it, and I had to do it in the Asian session. So basically what I'm looking at here tonight is if we're not going to come up here and retest this area, because we could, no problem. We had a little cute fib here that we've just exploded. We've made a lower low, so I can't use that anymore. So that might be the top if we're going to go down. I have no count on this thing. It's been brutal. If I go into the 1 hour and look for targets down, my first target that I need to use is 27.48, which is going to be tough to get to because we got a trend line here. So we might spike into 27.50 kind of area. So I want to take some profits again there. And that might be off we go. You can see time-wise we're up 6 candles and now we're down 5 candles. So we got to power down into this area and then it'll get kind of scary, right? And we are below the 3x3 in the 1 hour. MACD has gone south in the 1 hour, so we got some nice things to look at. I am looking at the MACD flattening out. When it gets back to 0, I'm going to see where the price is, and maybe I'll update then or something. But you can see that MACD likes, you get this big move down, then the MACD comes up to 0, and then comes back. So if we've done an up thrust here, I can expect it to come back to 0 before the next up thrust. So that's what I'm looking for in here. What I'm hoping is that counting wise we have A finished and I can ride this B. And I'm hoping it'll be a pretty sexy B, but I don't trade on hopes, so I'll let the market convince me of what it wants to do. I still like the L3 pivot area tonight as a buy. But again, it's really low, so if it gets down to this area, it's done a lot of breaking to get there, so it might not be a fantastic trade. It may not even get there. It may come down to 50, right, which is around here. If I take my fibs from prior market, we get a prior market fib right down at the L3. So I like this trade. I'm not saying I'm not going to take it, but man, it's got to do a lot of breaking to get there. So be quick on it. If it, I've said this before. Whenever I say this, when I say be quick or dainty in an area, I mean don't marry your trade. Get in and out pretty quick. Even if you take 6 pips on the trade, that's fine. Just wait for another setup on the same area. For example, it could come down here and it might go up 10 pips, right? But 10 pips is quite good. Just put in your, even if you need to take profits on it to make feel good or whatever, but put in your 0. And then, and if it does 0 you, tests again, that's fine. Just wait for a break breathe maybe, or wait for candles to, get a shooting star and a close above. Any of your 3x3 trades that you can take, anything like that. Any excuse you can find to get in on this area is fine, but just be quick on it. I think first touch will be good, but remember, we've got to break a lot to get there. I'd really like a breathe down in this area. That would make me feel just fantastic. It's the 38.2 of this move is right here. So if we came down to 2700, 2705, sorry, area tonight, that'd be fantastic. Anyway, this is going to be tough. I'll be watching this area, see if anything sets up. This is brutal. This is one of those ones that I get angry at for not being in. It's unusual that I caught it. And it's unusual that I stayed in. A lot of the times when it moves so slowly, I'm not interested because, I think we're going to come up to another level. And we still might. This might end up being a 0 trade. We might just be letting some people in for Euro, the Euro entry. Sorry, the Euro, you know what I'm saying? Euro Open. So it might be a little whipsaw before then. Yeah, and then Sive Morten has his levels, and let's see. One of his levels was the 2800, which is where I got in. He says take a partial there. I don't do that kind of trading. I'll just do a test. Yeah, if I see some kind of a hammer right here, I know I'm going to get taken out, just so you know. So, and this is in the 4 hours, so there's tons of time for it to do a hammer. I mean, yeah, hammer, yeah, hammer. Or just an engulfing candle back up, right? Anything like that, I know I'm hooped. And then 2900 is the other level he really likes. And I like the 2900, but it's tough because if you're using prior market, this wasn't a sharp down thrust. So, so what are we looking at here? I got my first fib area is 2880, and that goes, it's quite a broad area, so I don't actually like it until I maybe get some Camarillas in there and smaller time frame fibs. So the next one up, well, we got a couple in there anyway. It's at 2920, and then maximum is 2943, which is getting into, you can see a prior swing low here. So you're getting into some tough area up here, which is good. This is all tough, actually. All these fibs, like starting at 2880. Yeah, this is tough in here. You can see that we're going to move into 2903. We're going to move into some other swing lows. Maybe one of the reasons we bounced on this, and one of the reasons I liked this, is this was the first swing low we could hit, right? It was right dead on what I entered on. So I used that. I really liked that my first 1 hour fib and prior market all lined up. And it's also trend line, it's poking through. So it really had to stretch to get there, which I liked. But this has been really not an easy market. So I wish I could be like Sive and just say enter partial here, but I don't trade like that. I trade much closer. So I hope you guys have some method of entering if you don't know my methods. I'm just trying to see here. So, sorry, I have a trade on, so I have a bit of attention on that. Okay, we're through that fib. Good. Excellent. And our next fib. Yeah, so my next fib, I mean, even if I'm looking in the 5 minute, it's down at 27.55. So the M15, we're still way up off that L3 pivot. Might be a 30. Let me get rid of some of this stuff here. Let's use that. Might be a 38. No, we're right on the 38 too right now. 27.70. 27.55 is, oh man. Let's take the whole move up. 27.55. Oh, it's just above the 38 too. That's a good target. It's a great target. It's actually right at the trend line that I've been talking about. Definitely taking some pips out of that. That'll be 57 pips. It's not bad. Anyway, funnily enough, I used to have an Asian strategy that I used to scalp in this, so it's really hard for me to take an actual day position or a swing trade out of the Asian session, but I've learned in prior market, let me tell you. I like that our hourly's gone bear. Just want to check the H4. We're coming down to H4 resistance. Now it's low. Oh man, I'm definitely taking profits there. My in this 4 hour candle, my 3x3 resistance is right at 55, 56. So it's definitely where I'm taking profit. If she keeps going below that, well, that's fine. I'll find another trade, but that's how she looks right now. Now I may take a trade here too, because we got the 4 hour and we have our first fib. I really don't like taking fibs that small. I like this fib. That's my baby. So I think I may get exit at 55, and if it goes up from there, well, I don't really have an entry unless it does something amazing. And I'll look to enter at 27.40 because of the L3 and the pivot. So I might get left out of this move, but that's how I see it anyway. time is it? 11:17. So it'd be nice if we just came straight down into here for the market open. That'd really make me happy. We got a gap that just got covered here, straight through it. I like that. Got another gap right down here we could cover. Be real happy with that. 27.50. Anyway, okay, that's basically all I got for tonight. I hope I've been of some use. I may rephrase or rename my trading here to how I trade with Sive Morten levels or something. Because maybe if you guys knew Sive Morten levels, you'd understand how I'm trying to trade a little better. And basically I use his levels, the same thing, except that I zoom way in to catch the, or trying to catch the trade. Trying to leverage, basically, leverage through time frames. So, just let me check this. If we got some kind of similarity in retracement, I may look to exit even earlier. No, not yet. I have to pull it down. Don't think that's happening. So definitely a different system, which is nice. Could be this system though. Anyway. Also, please leave some comments. Let me know do you guys like to see me going through what I go through to figure out my night's trading or day's trading? Or would you rather I do it before off camera and then I just go, hey, these are the levels. And that's it. I'd really like to know if it actually helps for you to see me try to figure these levels out for myself. All right, till later. Bye.